Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Pashwika. Welcome to Eco Crafty Show, where each and every week we make amazing eco crafty DIYs, topics and tutorials and amazing things each and every week. So let's get straight with that. Today I'm going to show you how to make a ring. That is the finger ring from the ceramic clay. So we will going to use a ceramic clay and bunch of the different clays together, and we will be creating this ring from that. So let's get straight with today's tutorial. Before we go, consider clicking the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that. If you want more such video, consider subscribing, because whenever we upload new videos, you'll be getting notified about it. So let's dive into today's video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be using the ceramic clay, the white clay, and then I'm going to be also be using different types of the clay. This one is the stoneware clay, the brownish color, and I'm also going to be using this light green color clay. So there are the different kinds of the clay I'm going to be using. Along with that, you need a working mat, whatever you have. I'm using a cardboard piece. Then the instruments and tools, I'm going to be using this wooden popsicles and few of the metal instruments for making this particular ring. So let's dive in with today's video. I've taken a small ball of the ceramic. Now I'm gonna just rotate it, and rotate this small ball and convert it into like this. I'm just gonna rotate it as much as I can. This is quite small. I have taken it on purpose as small because I'm gonna be mixing some other clay with that. So I'm just gonna be rotating it. The ceramic clay is a little bit more plastic in comparison to the other stonewares or earthenware clays or even the different clays. So you could see we have created this one from this one. Now I'm going to keep it aside, and I'm going to use a green clay for the next purpose. Now this is the green clay we have. So I'm just going to be mixing it evenly together. And I'm going to create a ball from this green clay, and then we will going to merge this white clay with the green clay together, and above that we will going to use these chips. That is the clay chips. You could see dried clay chips. The dried clay chips I'm going to be using for placing it on them. So it's a bunch of the different clays are mixed together, the white, the green, and also this yellow kind of like brownish kind of clay. So all these clays will going to be mixed together. This one is a green clay, one is the green clay. I never used this clay before, so this is the first time I'm using it. This is a piece of the green clay, so I'm gonna just rotate it in between my fingers, and we're going to make something out of it. Just going to take it like this. So this is a green clay and this is a white clay. White clay is quite small in front of the green clay. I take it on purpose because I just want a white clay to be like a cherry on cake kind of thing. So that's why I take it very small. So I'm just gonna take my white clay again. Now it's dried so fast, so I have to add a water to it so that it doesn't dry too fast. So I'm adding water to my white clay, and then with my small finger, because I'm making a small one, quite small, not that big. I'm just making a small finger, so I'm taking the size of my finger. Now obviously you can take the size of your finger depending on how much you want. So you can take the size of your finger. So here we go. I can take it to the middle finger as well, or my ceramic clay, and we're going to merge both of them. So here we are. I have merged both these clays. This one is the white one and this one is the green one. So white with the green mixture. So I have to actually set it well so that I can give it the desired shape and size. So let me do that. It's optional, guys, but I'm using this marker to get the shape of the ring because it's not circular. You could see we have fused them together, but we want it to be circular. So I'm just going to keep it over here on this particular marker to get the appropriate shape for our ring. So I'm just gonna be, so you could see this is our ring. Let me just give it the proper size and shape so that it fits well. So you could see small area is white, rest all is green. That's what I wanted, and I did it on purpose. So I'm just going to keep it like this. And then I can give the desired shape over here. Okay. You can do it on your shape. You could see I have made this particular shape from this white area in between. Go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a water. So I'm going to take a water and just add a little bit of the water so that I can smoothen up my ring. So I'm just adding a water a bit over here. It can be tricky, guys, if you are using the clay for the first time. It can be a little bit tricky to handle the clay. So that's what the thing is, that I'm just applying the water in between because it's drying too fast and I want to smoothen it up. So I'm applying the water and I'm smoothening my ring. The same thing you can do with your ring. Take the size of some containers so that you can have the appropriate size as well, and you can just adjust your ring according to it. And the same thing I'm going to do with the acrylic ceramic as well. Smoothen it up so that all the edges which are rough are smoothen up that process. So that's what I'm doing currently. I'm just gonna smoothen it up. Here we go. You could see we have smoothened it up, the green. Now the next step is this particular chips. So I have these chips. You could see these are the clay chips. Let me just place my camera a bit over here, and here we go. So these are the chips. It's a light yellow in color. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place these chips on my ring. So I'm gonna just do it like this. Just be patient with that, because making the ring with the clay, if it's not properly, if it's a polymer clay, then it's a different story. But since we are using a normal natural clay, so it might take you more time than you thought it would be. So I'm gonna be adding these chips. You could see we have a chips over here. So let me just take the chips over here and let me show you guys. So guys, you can see these are the clay chips that I'm gonna be using and decorating my ring with that. These are the chips I'm gonna be taking to the next step for this particular. I'll be adding chips to that. So I'm gonna be taking these chips and going to add them. So you could see I'm adding the chips. I'm gonna be adding the chips and decorating my ring with that. Of course, it would be ready once it's dried. We can see the final result. But right now, I'm just placing the chips and removing the extra one, which I don't need it. So I'm just placing it, pressing it a little bit firmly so that it just get the impression and chips just get inside the ring. And it covers the ring very appropriately. So that's what I'm doing over here. So let me just place over here as well. Okay, here we go. Almost done. You could see the chips. Chips are kind of like a light yellowish color, brownish color. So rest I'm gonna cover the entire one, leaving the white area like that only. That's a white ceramic area. I'm gonna leave that like that only, but rest I'm gonna cover with the chips. So let me just do that. So here we go. Now you could see clearly, guys, we have covered our ring with the chips. You could see we have covered our ring with the chips. Now I have to press it firmly a bit so that these chips can stick with the wet clay, and it gives it the desired texture. And the moment you see that the chips are coming out, just press it even more firmly and maybe add a bit of the water. So next step, I'm going to be adding a bit of water so that they firmly stick to that. I'm going to be taking off water in my finger and we're going to stick it down. Okay, it's coming out. So I'm just going to be pressing it firmly. Patient, guys, you don't need to rush with this particular step because it might be tricky as it may sound. And here we go. We have added a lot of the chips over to our ring. So some of them are sticking, some of them are coming out. So let me just add a little bit more so that I cover the entire area with that. Okay, here we go. Okay guys, we are done with, we have covered our ring with the chips all around round. Okay guys, we have covered our ring with the chips all year round. You could see we have covered it. So we were going to allow our ring to actually dry, and then we will going to see the final results, how it actually look like once it's completely dried. So I'm going to allow it to dry, and then we will going to sort of see the final end result of our ring once it's dried completely. 24 hours, I think I kept it for 2 days. So after 48 hours, you could see this beautiful ring that we have made from the two clays, the green clay and the white clay. And I have put the chips of the clay over out the outside of this particular clay, this particular ring, to give it the texture. It's looking pretty beautiful. Green with the kind of like a light yellow chipped and white color over here. So I'm gonna just wear it in front of you and let me show you this ring. Yeah, I have weared this ring in my small finger. It's looking pretty beautiful, kind of like having chips of the different clay. That's the green clay. I use the green clay and the white clay at the front, and then I use the chips of this different clay to decorate it. It's looking pretty beautiful. It's pretty amazing. I really enjoyed this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this particular tutorial of making a ring from the clay using an air dry clay and ceramic clay. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video, guys. See you for the next time. Take care. Bye, guys.